Hey guys, this is Raphael over at VidAnimate, and I want to do a quick tutorial to show you guys how to make a beginner cartoon animation of a stick figure. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to load up Photoshop, and we're going to open up a new canvas here, and we're going to open this up. Hopefully it'll open. Okay. And we're going to make a stick figure. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a new layer. And we're going to make the layer head. And make a little head here. Make it gray, blue, whatever. Okay, that's the head. Now we're going to make a new layer. It's important that each body part should have a different layer. And we're going to animate the separate parts, or be able to. So this is the body. And the body should actually be just a line. And that'll be the body. And we're also going to switch this to just a line to make it easier. And now we're going to make right arm. Bam, that's the right arm. Alright, left arm. New layer, left leg, new layer, right leg. Awesome, and now we're just going to delete the background so that we have a transparent background. Delete the layer. Awesome, now we have a stick figure. Now I already have one ready over here, as you see. And then we're going to take that, we're going to go into Adobe After Effects. You're going to load up your guy over here into, you're going to import, file, and then you're going to import your PSD that you just created. And then you're going to drag it into here, and that's going to be a composition. You're going to get something like this. So we already have audio here set up, and let's hear the audio.
I'm alive.
Awesome. Okay. That's our audio. And we're going to want to make a very simple animation just to kind of get ourselves a little bit used to the idea of animating with this animation. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to move the body back as he says, I'm alive. And then as he goes, ha 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 ha, we're going to bob the head. All right, move the body back, bob the head. So the first thing that I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to open up the .wav. And this is it's actually a .wma, but whatever. We're going to want to open this up, and we're going to double click L. Click L once, click L twice. Okay. And now what we have is the waveform. And this is going to help us see kind of where we're also going to use our audio cues. We're going to listen, but we're also going to use visual cues. We're going to look at the little parts here and see where the audio kind of starts and stops. So
I'm alive.
Okay, so this is basically right here he finishes saying he's alive. Now the first thing that you have to do, and I already did this, is you're going to have to create an anchor point for the different body parts. And the anchor point is the rotation point is from where we're going to rotate each individual part. So when you go to body, you're going to hit Y, and you see here, this little thing here, that's the anchor point. Let's say we put it out here, and now I want to start rotating the body. Oh, you see, that's a disaster. That is one weird rotation. That is not how bodies should rotate. So we're going to take this anchor point. Remember, you hit Y to take it, and we're going to put it right there. Okay, and now we're going to rotate it. And now you see we have a nice kind of real-looking rotation. In fact, I could actually move this a little bit, just a little bit, and let's rotate it. It's not perfect, but it's good enough for us right now. And that's going to be our rotation. And now we're going to make sure all of these other parts, the head, the left arm, the right arm, everything except the legs, you're going to take each one, you're going to control click, control click, control click, and you make sure the parent is the body. Okay? It's important that you do. And you take each individual thing, let's go to the head, and you hit Y. And now you have this little rotation point again. You don't want the rotation point to be out here because look what happens when we rotate it. Oh, see, that's not good. That is one not good. That could be good for like a decapitation scene. I don't really want to give you too many ideas, but we want for now, we just want him to bob his head on his neck. We do not want to decapitate him. So we're going to hit the head, hit Y. You have this rotation point, whatever you want to call it, and we're going to put it right there at the top of his neck. And now when we rotate it, check that out. Yeah, that's a good rotation. So that's the first thing you're going to do, and you're going to do that for all the points for your left leg, your right leg. You're going to make sure, I did this already, but you want to make sure the rotation points are where you're going to want to rotate them. And you're going to want to make sure that in general the body now, see, the legs are not rotating with it because that's how the, makes more sense. Okay, so that's the first thing. So what are we going to do? Now, the first thing we want to do actually is we're going to go to the body and we're going to make a new rotation point, and we're just going to move it a little bit back. Okay, and I also want to move the head back a little bit here as he's saying he's alive. And when we go to the beginning, I'm going to make another point, and remember we click here, this is how we click the points, and we're going to make this just normal. Okay, so the head, actually make it even a little bit forward in the beginning, and the body we're going to make 0, so he's straight to start, and you see as he goes, alive. Okay, so as you see, he's moving the body back, and saying he's alive.
I'm alive.
Okay, awesome. So we're watching this waveform. We're moving at the end. He's moving back, right?
I'm alive.
The head, though, here, we want to make sure the head is also going to move back at this point. So we're going to make a point here. Make sure we want to move the head back a little bit. There we go.
I'm alive.
Awesome. Okay, so now we already have the beginning of our animation there. Okay, we see I'm alive, and he moves back and tilts his head back just a little bit, like almost like a real person, some kind of demented maniac, but still a person nonetheless. All right, now he's gonna say ha 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 ha. While he says that, we want his head to bob backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. So let's hear it out. Okay, so what we want to do when he's bobbing his head back and forth, we want to make sure that we're going to use it back and forth about 3 frames, I think was going to work for each individual bob. Okay, so the first thing he's going to do is he's going to bob forward. So first we're going to have, right away, we're going to have the first frame here. We're going to make another little dot here. This is a keyframe, okay? Make a keyframe, and we're going to move him forward, move this head forward. And now we're going to move up 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 frames. And now we're going to make another keyframe. And we're going to move them back. And there is actually a shortcut that you can actually repeat keyframes, but I'm not going to get into that kind of scripting because I think it's a little bit too advanced for this lesson. But there are ways of shortcutting a little bit. So now we're going to do this again. 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to move forward. Let's do it. Forward. And make them a little different here and there as long as we're doing it manually. 2, 3. And use something called a RAM preview. Let's RAM preview this. Preview, RAM preview.
I'm alive. I'm alive.
Oh, this is so awesome. Okay, so that's it, guys. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go to a layer. We're going to create a new layer. All right, this is very important, and I'll explain in a second why. And we're going to make the layer solid, and it's going to be white. Take this layer and drag it to the bottom, okay? And now we have a white solid layer, and what you're going to do is you're going to take the composition and you're going to add it to Adobe Media Encoder Q. So let's add that to Adobe Media Encoder Q. You have to add a layer for Adobe Media Encoder Q. When I started using Adobe Media Encoder, I didn't know why it was not working right. Everything was coming out like black, and it just looked really bad. And I was like, why is the background black? I changed the background composition. Add the layer, guys. The layer. It doesn't go over to the composition settings. Background does not go over Adobe Media Encoder, and you want to use the Media Encoder because it's just better. All right, so we're going to let's do it. Let's do the encoding. And I already did this whole thing, so let's just skip to the end here and let's see what it looks like when it's done.
I'm
So
alive.
and
I'm alive. I'm alive.
and you have an awesome I can just keep watching this. Alright, so this is just an awesome really cool, easy thing you can do. Try it yourself, make yourself a stick figure, and you can move on from there to some more advanced exercises, but it's a really good starting point, and you have an idea of keyframes. You know now, you understand how layers work, anchor points work, and how to kind of open up and go, match your how to match your character with the audio, which is all really fundamental stuff of animation. So you've learned how to do a cartoon animation of a stick figure. Go ahead, figure out some stuff you can do yourself. Feel free in the comments to post some stuff you did, any questions you might have, and hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks a lot.